Now we're picking up left off yesterday. Yeah, you probably noticed. Yeah, I did not get a chance last night to do this one because, well, here's kind of the reason why I was not able to do this last night. It was really, really late when I got home yesterday. So, just gonna do this now. Give me an adjustment here. Get that tapping from here. Okay, now then. For this particular one, we are discussing, well, for this part 2, we're discussing the other trade I was supposed to discuss, but I had to abruptly stop because I had to go to George Strait concert, which was long. Oh my gosh. This thing was 6 hours. We got there at about 6, and it didn't finish up to almost 11:30. And it was really, we didn't come to like 12:30 last night, so there was no way possibly to do it. So,
क्या आप
excuse me here. We're discussing the 17th Marvel Masterworks for Fantastic Four. Which, there's your cover for it. This book in particular covers 176 to 191 of Fantastic Four. Now, here's the thing. There are actually 2 issues in here that they don't print the issues in here. Well, it's 180 and 190. And you're thinking, why? Why are the issues in here? Here's the reason why, and this I thought was quite silly. They're reprints. Really? Yes, really. By the way, this book covers the period of, well, covers issues for 176 to 191 is from November 1976 to February 1978. Like I said, yeah, it's 180 and 189. I think like 189 is basically like a excuse me. Yeah, basically it's like 2 reprints, and it comes very short time of each other. 176, it's the Fantastic Four taking on the Impossible Man again. Yep, the Impossible Man. Also with Galactus as well for 176. Yeah, then 177 to basically 181. It's a multi-part story arc where it deals with the Fantastic Four dealing with a new version of the Frightful Four. This one, they're looking for a new member because can't use Medusa. She's back with humans. Thundera is reformed. Electro is not technically in the group yet, so members are just a Wizard, Trapster, and Sandman. And we actually get a few brand new characters make their debut thanks to this multi-parter. So, and of course, basically after fighting them, of course they defeat them. Yes, 4 does beat Fantastic Four. So basically, they'll have a recruitment drive. First of which is for a guy who calls himself Osprey, and he's immediately kicked out for being silly. And then we have the debut of somebody who has occasionally appeared in Marvel Comics over the years, the Texas Twister, a founding member group known as the Texas Rangers. Yep, this was his debut. Yep, you gotta thank Roy Thomas for that one. Yeah, and he's not the only one, of course. Thundera just shows up here too. But don't worry, she's knocked out. And then we have the debut of Captain Ultra. And you're thinking, who the heck is Captain Ultra? He's a minor superhero who has occasionally appeared over the years. Yeah, it's the thing with Captain Ultra. He has occasionally appeared over the years. This comic may have been his debut. Also, he basically rejected because he was rejected from joining the Power 4 due to the fact he hated matches. Actually, was scared of fire. And what did he do after this issue? He popped up for 3 issue Defenders, as part of Defenders for a Day. Popped up kind of as Champions. And he's appeared sporadically over the years. Then he became sort of a minor recurring character in Invincible Iron Man. Well, when Iron Man was Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., he was there, part of the Nebraska Initiative. Yes, the Nebraska Initiative. Which only appeared just for those issues of Iron Man. Yeah, he's relatively, you can think of him as sort of like a minor character, like a character people barely know of. He was part of also the Ravengers. The Texas Twister wrapped this issue wrapped up. I think he popped up next in. Oh, and here's a fun fact: the guys look the same. His name was Drew Daniels, and his next appearance after this one was actually issue Captain America. And if you're in this book again, issue 182, I'll discuss that in the review. He basically became a recurring character in Captain America for a brief period of time. Popped up in two issues of Incredible Hulk, and the one issue of Incredible Hulk he appeared in was first appearance of the Rangers. Yeah, otherwise known as the Texas Rangers. Well, the Rangers they called them. Yeah, and they appeared occasionally over the years, mostly put the base out of like the Southwest, basically Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. That's basically what they're based in. And after their dirty appearance, they appeared sporadically over the years. Mm-hmm. As for Osprey, I think this was a solo appearance that he made. Yeah. He's just a joke character. And instead, well, we get basically a guy by the name of the Brute join the team. And you're thinking, who the heck is the Brute? The Brute is an ultra version of Reed Richards. He is actually from a book Roy Thomas worked on, Mark number 2. That's where he debuts from Counter Earth. Yeah, we have more Counter Earth stuff here. And he's here for this very brief story arc from issue 177, wraps up with actually 183. They actually at one point where you have he briefly takes a spot of Reed Richards on the team. And he basically, now if I before their storyline gets wrapped up, from what I can tell, it's mostly by 179 is when they wrap up that storyline. Kind of ish. But yeah, I think it's just a couple issues of 504. And well, they also have a thing with the Brute where the Ultra Reed Richards. He also apparently just walks around when he's not in Brute form. He just basically goes in underwear. Apparently just takes a pipe. Yeah, he's a pipe smoker. Yeah, and he's only here just for these 6 issues and he's gone from the book. Yeah, Brute is gone. As soon as basically 183 wraps up, he has popped up occasionally over the years. And get this, his most recent appearance was actually at Avengers Standoff. Yeah, and after the storyline wrapped up, he next appeared in Fitness for Limit number 3, which was released in 1983. Of course, you also do with Nihilist the issues, yes, because we deal with Negative Zone stuff. There's also called the Metalloid. He only appears very few times. He appears just for a few issues, and that's it for him. And then, well, basically also during the course of the story, Franklin Richards was actually taken by Agatha Harkness because she wanted his power to protect her from the witches of Salem, led by a man named Nicholas Scratch. Yeah. And he's actually there for 2 issues and an annual. Yep, and Salem 7 basically makes a debut in issue number 186. After that 2-parter wraps up, and then of course we do a turn of the Molecule Man and Ulysses Claw, where during the storyline, Molecule Man possessing Reed Richards. Yeah. Yeah, after that wraps up, we have basically 190, just a recap issue. 190 is basically where you have 191, we have Fantastic Four disbanding. We have Willie Limpkins. Will Limpkin basically is their mailman. He was their long-term mailman for years, until he retired, and then his niece took over as their mail person for a while. Yeah, and here's the thing about him. He has basically been a long-time recurring character in the pages of this book. Uh, his most recent appearance was actually in Fantastic Four, Volume 625, when Dan Slott wrote the book. Yeah, that was his most recent appearance he had in the book. So yeah, basically when it starts the storyline, it goes on for a few issues. We'll get to this next volume. Yeah, and they also end up finding the Plunderer in these issues. Yes, the frickin' Plunderer, who basically last fought his brother back in K's on back in Assange Tales 20. Yep. Yeah, but this trade is fantastic, and I get this book roughly a 10 out of 10. Oh, in case you're curious about this Doctor Strange sales, I also get that 10 out of 10. Okay, so that's the episode of you. Next time we do one more Comic Corner, and it's on to One Piece. Okay, next video. Bye.